Alright there, hello everyone. Soul17 here. Yeah, Soul17 here. I just made the thumbnail unpaid video. I don't want the pictures, alright, okay? So here's the thing. I'm gonna try to make this, well, how should I say this? I basically was watching the special and the OVA, and yeah, I'm not covering none of that, because I just want to get right into season 2, so, yeah. But anyways, this is kind of gonna be a weird thing where I'm just gonna probably be covering up to maybe episode 4 and 5, and then 6 for later, but I don't want to, stop there because that's when everything gets, that's like the halfway point of the series, so it's like, hey, it's like I want to basically be at, part 6, so I'm gonna try to get through this as much as I can, but try to give a lot of story that I am. Also, because Issei is Sephiroth, I don't think it would be a problem if I gave him something new. You see, I wanted to have this series where Issei, because he is Sephiroth, and we know Sephiroth is very powerful, and we know he can rival people in his universe, even kill like not Igris, Infrit, the god of flame. So if he can kill a god, I think he can technically hold a holy weapon. But just know this, I'm kind of doing some BS. So yeah. But anyways, let's get into it. So, we basically have Issei waking up. As he's like, man, that dream was weird. I wonder what I'm gonna be doing today. As then basically he looks over and he sees Rias, but she has a shirt on. He's like, huh, so she is wearing a shirt like I asked her to. Oh, I mean, that's good enough. As then, well, Rias wakes up. She goes, oh, sorry, did I wake you up? He's like, huh? You're. She goes, yeah, I'm not used to sleeping with a shirt on. It's like, yeah. So we all know how Rias is in the anime. So no one can judge me for saying that. So basically, though, Issei just says, "Oh, thank you for at least respecting my, my requests." And then she goes, "No problem." But as obviously she gets right on top of him. Basically, she says, "Want to do anything fun before well before we doing have to go to school?" He's like, "Yes, but not what you're thinking." He goes, "Huh?" So basically, he just like gets up and holds her, and then basically moves her to the side carefully, gets up and just stretches. Basically, he goes, "I have to, I have to go somewhere." She goes, "Where to?" He's like, easy, the shower." As then basically just kind of like grabs a towel, just walking away. As then when he opens up the door, Ozzy is there. She's like, Issei. He's like, morning, Azia. Thank you for coming up, trying to wake me up. But I was a little bit woken up already because of someone. As then he points to Rias. As she's just pounding, she goes, no fear. He's like, Rias, what did I say about... Wait, I think I never said anything about that. I'm too tired for this. You two talk it out, whatever. As in, basically, Issei just walks past Azia, but he pats her on the head. And then he just goes to take a shower. So, basically, though, while Issei is getting ready to take a shower, he basically thinking, what was with that dream? As then he basically has a flashback. As Issei's basically how he... Same thing happens when he basically, saw his other self, his past self. As then he was like, huh? Where am I? What's happening? This is illogical. But if I'm in my mindscape, I should basically see Drake. Drake! As no one's there. As then basically he hears the sound of something clanging. As then when he looks behind, he actually sees somebody, well, in an armor, and that's it. Just an armor. He can't see no facial features, nothing. He goes, so, you are the magical presence I've been sensing. A demon with the wings of a fallen angel. Well, devil with the wings of a fallen angel. Remarkable. Simply remarkable. Even though you technically aren't a fallen, you still seem like it's better off in your hands than anyone else's. He's like, huh? Yes. Here. This will be a good guidance to you. As in, basically, he holds up a sword. As in, all of a sudden, there's a blinding light. As Issei goes like, what the? This sword is yours. I give it to you, Issei Hudo. You'll be the next bearer and the king of my land. Even though it's in ruins, just know that. You will basically be the ruler of all. As he's like, who are you? He goes, in time you will know. As basically then this light goes shoots right into Issei. As this is when he wakes up. As then Ddraig says, Issei. I mean, not Issei, but his partner. He's like, yes, Ddraig? Because he snapped out of it. He's like, that light. He's, you saw my memory, did you? He's like, yes. I do not know what or who it was, but I do not sense it harming you at all. And by the way, it seems like some of your evil... it seems like the evil pieces have morphed a little bit. He's like, huh? I don't know how, but that light did something to you. It even changed the power that was given to you by whoever it was. He goes, I see. Thank you, Ddraig. If you excuse me, he goes, yes. Yes, I understand. So basically, Issei does whatever he does. Everything technically happens, like in canon in the morning. So basically, Rias calls Issei's mother, and stuff, and then they basically talk about having a get together for the. Wait, hold on for a minute. I just realized I don't want YouTube. Okay, I just basically turned off my Wi-Fi. So basically, the Occult Research Club, to do their thing at his house. So basically, after basically discuss about that, Issei says, "Yes, that would basically be a good idea, and everything. My room is a little bit more spacious than normal. I'm still working on some stuff." And then Issei's like, "Are you still studying along?" He's like, "Yes, I am, and I only play a little bit of video games here and there." Which she goes, "All right. Just want to make sure you're not going to go back to your old ways." He's like, "Trust me, I won't." So, after that, they technically get to school. And so, in the, when he's in the class, he's just looking outside the window. And he's like thinking, should I basically start taking notes from what I read now? I know I do, but I'm talking about, I should probably learn more about English. I only got one book. I should probably learn more. One isn't enough. Probably even go to college level science and mathematics and try to understand that. The teachers have been... As in all of a sudden he hears two hands... Well, basically two set of hands hit his desk. As he looks over, he sees his two ex-friends. The perverts, basically. The one with the glasses and one big ear-shaped head. As they say, "It's a true gut, man!" He's like, huh? What is true? As they say, it's the exact same thing in canon, what they say. As they say, just sighs. Some of the girls are hearing, you're basically, including one girl named, basically a brown-haired girl with glasses named Curie, Akira. So, basically she goes, I wonder what those three are talking about. As then Azia says, I wonder too. So as Curie is walking over, she basically hears Issei say this to them. He's like, so you want to know how my personal life with Akino and Rias. And then you even, say that you spread rumors about me with them, along with, actually me blackmailing them or something. And then, along with you then spread rumors about me with Kiba. How annoyingly and stupid. He's like, which is like, So, you were just clearly jealous of me. How pathetic. How about you go and, I don't know, go to talk to someone who actually cares? Because I'm simply am done with your annoyance. Don't even talk to me anymore. Where I don't even want to be associated with you anymore. Which they both are shocked by this. We're like, Issei, buddy, come. He's like, buddy, first off, you start basically saying you spread rumors about me that are false. Trying to make my life here even more complicated. Even though I'm trying to make myself have a good standpoint at the school. To basically where I'm taking my classes seriously and I'm not doing what I used to. And yet you two cannot handle that or even understand. I basically don't even hang out with both of you no more. So, if you want to talk to me anymore, then I swear, I will not hesitate to even harm you both. Understand me? As they both see Issei's being serious as he just glared at them, and then they nod their head and go, yeah, we'll leave you alone, and we'll stop spreading rumors. As basically, they basically leave him alone, as basically, Kiori, wait, yeah, I think I said her name right, Akia Kiori, Kiryu, says, wow, Issei, I didn't know you basically can say that to them. He's like, their basically pathetic attempt to try to annoy me irritates me. So it worked, and I am done with them. I'm not the same. As then she goes, really? As maybe she's looking at him, and he's just looking at her. He's like, if you want to say or ask something, just go ahead. She then asks, so, what's happened with the change? He goes, let's just say something made my life change. And that's all I can tell you. As then she goes, right, okay. I do kind of like this new look of you. Bow tie silver and, well, blue with greenish look in your eyes. And Issei just chuckles. He was like, don't flatter me so much. I'm not that different. Besides, I don't deserve to be this, get compliments. Anyways, class is about to start. As then all of a sudden, Issei's hand starts to throb, left one. He's like, not again. And she goes, huh? What's wrong? He's like, sorry, I had to go somewhere. As then, I was just saying, Issei, are you? He was like, I'm fine. As then he basically, he just thinks to himself, wait, I can't say it with fear. Then she goes, should I get Azia? And he's, just looks at her and just nods. And so, that same scene will happen with, Issei and not Azia. Akino. Sorry, I'm technically trying not to sleep. My mind is, going, and I'm trying to technically get to sleep early, because it's 1:39, so part of me, if my words get mixed up, but basically, Azia said Akino, and he nods, and yeah. So the same thing would happen, even Akino telling him that she has a crush on this guy that's basically, totally clueless. And then Issei just smiles. He was like, well then, I have a feeling I know who it is, but I will not say. Because I don't want to look stupid now, do I? As Akino thinks, does he know? But yeah, so same stuff happened, but Issei's just going, face is just red, and him not doing anything, that he did in, canon. And so basically, the Occult Research Club school built old school buildings being cleaned. So that's what happened at Issei's house. I totally will skip to where Issei is, at his house. Well, when they get there, they're starting it. As basically, since Issei has gone some customers, some regulars, which he technically hasn't gained more and more, in which, let's just say, Ozzy got 3, and Issei got, a good 6 for the month, which everyone's kind of surprised. And then, well, basically it just says, well, 6 contracts. I've been making sure I fulfill their requests to the best of my abilities, and that is only the way I can. To see to become a high-class devil. To be honest, with my power alone, I actually could. It's strange. And so, Rios just says, don't worry about it, you know? I mean, you are right, you could, but with the system, it's pretty difficult. He goes, I know. Just give me a minute if I heard something. Alright, so, after she says that, all of a sudden, basically, well, Issei's mom comes in, Mrs. Hudo, and she goes, hello everyone, I just came here behind snacks, and how's the, Occult Research Club doing? As then Issei says, she was so close, but yet so far away from the actual name. And basically, everyone says, we're fine, Mrs. Hudo. But then she goes, anyways, I brought these with me. Well, technically, snacks, and then asks about if they want to see Issei. So, basically, everyone sees how Issei was with brown hair, which they say is so nostalgic to see like this. Whereas Issei's mom saying, yes, it's with his change, but yet he became so mature and, well, respectable. Which Issei goes, can we not talk about how my past sucked? Which his old speech power came back for a few minutes, which everyone's just kind of shocked. He's like, what? They said, you just act like your old self. He's like, that's gonna happen sometimes. But anyways, everything alright, Kiba? He's like, yeah. I just want to ask you this. Who's this? He was like, it's an old friend of mine. He really was an interesting person. But the family always wanted me to go to church. And then he asked about the sword. He's like, oh, wait. I don't know. I thought it was just an antique. But seriously though, the parents want me to go to church for some reason so much. And so after that, Kiba's gonna act differently. Then Issei looking at Rios, and they're saying like tiny Issei, and Ozzy is saying that Kanako is just like, how can you go from this to this? As she pointed at the picture and himself, he's like, I don't know. I mean, then all of a sudden he kind of just, he has telekinesis and whatnot, telepath. He's like, you know why, Kanako? She's like, wait, you had. He goes, I can only talk to your mind. I cannot read it. Just, oh, whew. He's like, why? Do you have something in here you don't want me to see? She's like, don't be in my mind for too long. He's like, all right. My apologies. And he kind of ends that, and which then Konko just pouts and looks away. He's like, I made the cat mad. In which, I mean, he kind of whispered that. And then Konako heard it, she just looks at him in shock. He just kind of, smiles at that. I mean, Ddraig just thinks, you had to say that. He's like, it's not my fault. I basically can sense, well, basically, magic, and it doesn't sense like any other devil. Which Ddraig does not. He's like, so basically we got a half-breed, a cat, and, well, most of them are devils. It's like, and a dragon. Probably who has fallen angel wings. But Drake, I have a question to ask you. He's like, yes. What is it with my wings and the color? Is it represented by you and my past, or by simply just what's going to be different about me than others? It's like, I do not know for sure, but it's a good thing. Be thankful for having, different color wings than anyone else. It's like, alright. So, after that, everyone kind of leaves Issei's house, but he does go to his job, which he's basically meeting this guy who basically offered him a drink. And we all know who it is. I'm gonna say his name anyway. So Azazel is offered Issei a drink. He goes, I'm sorry, I can't accept it. I'm underage. He's like, really? Well, that stinks. He's like, I know. I can't fulfill much of that wish, but I mean your request. But if you want to have a drink, must be a better solution. He's like, really? Like what? He's like, let me think. So basically, just think of something that's non-alcoholic drink. Basically, yeah. So basically, Azazel just asked him, so tell me about yourself, devil boy. He's like, oh, simple. I'm not an ordinary devil. He's like, yeah, there's a few things that are different about me, but I'm basically technically the weakest member of my team. If I want to be. He's like, seriously? Explain. He goes, let's just say my power is not of this world. Anyways. I should probably get going. But she was like, right. You look like you're in school, so that makes sense. But let me basically, give you something. He's like, no, I didn't fulfill much of the request. He's like, really? Well, I mean, I wanted to have a drink with somebody, so you technically did. What did I pay you with? My soul? He's like, no. You can pay me with anything, really. He's like, alright then, how about this? It's one of a kind. He's like, you sure? He's like, yeah. Or you can basically take my soul. He's like, no, I'll take the picture. So, he takes the picture, and, the whole entire, not demon, straight devil, stuff is happening. Sorry, about that. But anyways, so Kiba is, out of it. Rhea says exactly the same thing, but Issei just asks him, what about me? Do you want me to, take care of it by myself, really? Anyways, she was basically looking at Issei, and she goes, oh, right, I keep forgetting about your everything. He's like, yeah, I kind of figured that much. You're not basically used to someone like me on the team that much. She goes, no, it's not that. It's just, as in what Kaneko says, it's hard to even believe it, truthfully, Issei. Which Azia and basically Akano agree. He's like, I know, it's kind of difficult, but it does not matter. Anyways, let me go in first. Alright, guys? And basically they nod. So, Issei goes in. He just basically kicks the door open like Kaneko. In which, when he walks, forward, he basically senses the, stray devil. He goes, you can come out of hiding. I can easily sense your energy. You basically don't even hide it that well. As he basically takes out his sword. As the stray devil is thinking, stupid. He basically like, stupid devil. So, it basically the whole entire Spire, devil coming out and stuff. She tried to hit him with acid, I guess, webbing, as Issei dodges it, kicks the basically straight devil in the stomach in a blinding speed. Even then, like, when she lands on the ground, she gets one of her arms just, cut off by the shoulder. As when she's screaming out in pain, he basically grabs her by the face and just chucks her up in the air. And basically he just, snaps his fingers as then he says, Thunderga! As lightning, what should I say, thunder hits the stray devil and then makes it fall down to the ground, as then Rhea says her exact same thing and basically kills the stray devil. But, all this time, basically Kiba was being distracted, so technically she slapped him out of it. And, Issei doesn't know much of the story, so yeah. So I'm gonna say he doesn't go and tell Kiba he is friends because he knows that look of revenge, so he needs to know more why. So, basically, Issei, Azia, and Kaneko go back to his house, he basically says, Rias, Kiba was acting strange today, right? But she was, yeah, why? He was, I believe it's because after he saw this picture. She was, huh? So, since technically we don't have, the two priests coming in yet. So basically, as he shows her the picture for, well, Kiva, as he says, it was because of this. As then basically, they see the holy sword, as Rios makes a claim on that, and he's like, wait, what? Why would he, act like this? What would be the reason? It had to be something bad for him to want to, well, only focus on this and not listen to you. So then she kind of just says the Holy Sword Project, as in Issei is like, holy what? Sword Project? And so she goes, it's nothing to be worried about. But all you need to know is this. He was the only one that survived. And so, after that, we technically, well, Kiva's going through the exact same thing. With, with Freed. As then, well, Issei, as he just sits down in the chair, he's like thinking, Holy Sword Project, what could it be? That they were trying to, Excalibur maybe? That wouldn't make sense if it's technically, as basically Ddraig says, you are right, it should be about Excalibur, partner. He's like, I see. Wait, why are the two girls fight? As then he looks, and they're exactly the same way they are in canon. Not just saying that much. As he sighs, as then he basically says out loud, if I was my old self, I would be geeking out on this. As then Rios and Ozzy say, what do you mean? He's like, look, first off, what you two fight about? I say, well, basically sleep with you in your bed. He's like, just, regular sleep, right? He asks, which they nod. He's like, here's the thing. Just use my arms as pillows. It's the most logical thing. I'm going to bed. Good night. As he basically just wait. He goes, wait, I need to change first. So basically, he gets his clothing, goes out, goes into goes and change, comes back, and then goes in his bed. And he goes, as then basically Rios realizes, wait, she grabs her shirt, which Ozzy asks why, and then she basically tells Ozzy what he told her when the first time this happened. When she goes, okay, so that's what they do, and yeah. And so, the next morning, Issei, wakes up. He's like, why do I feel like my arms are so sore? As when he looks, he sees Azia and Rios, and he goes, this is my life now. You two wake up. My arms are sore. As they sleep, when they do open their eyes and they both say sorry, he just says it's fine, just, I can't feel my arms. Which Rios chuckles and, saying sorry again. He goes, like I said, it's fine. But, man. Wait. What do you guys want for breakfast? As they say, they both say, don't worry, we'll make it. And he was like, okay. Thank you, both of you. Give me a minute, guys. And so, I think I did forget one scene where, I don't think I missed anything. Probably one scene where when Rios was feeding Issei, and but I don't think I missed it. I don't think there was any. Whatever. So, as then, well, after they leave, Issei just sighs and like, what is with those two? Rios has become way more, well, nicer than normal. He became a little more clingy, along with, well, Ozzy saying she won't lose. Please do not tell me they're fighting for my affection. In which Ddraig says, it seems like it. But partner, he's like, huh? I must warn you of the White One. Which then Issei goes like, question, is the White One like your rival? He goes, yes. We've basically been in an eternal battle for like 7 millennia. He's like, I see. The question is, how strong am I compared to the white ones? Well, he goes, the white one's partner? I do not know yet until we face them, or at least see them. He goes, alright, I understand. But also, how's the third seal going? Is there any way to break it? He goes, no, and that power, I do not sense it's causing any effects. It seems like it's dormant for some reason. He goes, alright, I should probably get downstairs and eat. Get to school. That'll probably be the best thing right now. So, after that, Issei, goes to school. As the perverts are not talking to him, which he just sighs in relief, but he gets this weird feeling. Like someone new, like two new people are at the school. Because when he looks, he sees, Sonia walking with two people in, like, hoods. As he's thinking, they couldn't be anything. I don't sense no danger from them either. Could it be? I think he closes his eyes a little bit more, but then he senses two holy weapons. He eyes wide and he's like, what? Why am I not sensing no danger from them? What's going on? What is this? What is this reason? So, he doesn't understand that. Anyways, class goes on. And, well, at the end of the day, they did basically at the Occult Club, and no one's seen Kiba at all. As in, well, Ikonoko says he hasn't been here all day. As in, Issei says, I wonder it's why, because of that picture. I have a feeling it's something else. A reason behind it. The holy weapon. That and your holy sword project that you talked about, Rias. And then basically Rias goes like, huh? Wait, why you? He goes, look, I don't want to be rude to you at all, but can you give me more details, please? And she goes, alright. So basically kind of explain Kiva's past. And then he goes, so he's after revenge. I know that road all too well. It won't end if he just breaks all the Excalibur swords. Nothing will end. I have to bring him back to his senses then. Which he was like, huh? And then automatically, Akano walks through the door, which then basically she tells Ria Sonia wants to talk to her. So, the same thing would happen with Sonia and Rias, Akano, and Tsubaki. When Issei and Akano, basically talk to Konako and leave, they basically get home as all of a sudden Azia stops. He was like, Azia, what is wrong? And she goes, don't you feel that? He goes, what? What is it? It feels like, as in all of a sudden, he basically can sense the holy energy. He's like, Mom. Basically, he just thinks his mom, and he says, I don't know what it is, but hopefully it's not the same feeling I would have got if whatever's going on. So basically he runs in, and he goes, Mom, are you? As then basically he hears his mom laughing. So when he basically runs over and opens, basically to the light, he basically sees, two girls. One with blue hair and a green streak in her, hair, along with them yellow eyes. One with brown hair, I think green eyes. And he goes, huh? Who are you two? As then basically his mom says, Issei, don't you remember? Don't you remember her? You used to be friends with her. He's like, I'm sorry, but I do not remember. Can you tell me? She goes, look, remember this? As I see, he shows the picture of, two people in front of a sword. One of them has, the same brown hair. And as he goes, huh? But, who? She basically says, it's Irina. As basically, Irina's waving hi. As he goes, what? How is that possible? He was like, she's always basically, she says exactly the same thing, Canada, being a girl and stuff. He goes like, I actually thought you were a boy. Like, and then he bows, saying, like, I'm sorry about that. She goes, no, 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 you shouldn't be. I acted like a, boy, so it's understandable. But, basically, Azia is basically right behind Issei, but Xenovia is looking at them both. But for some reason, she's looking at Issei because she knows he's a devil, but for some weird reason, it's like there's something else. So, after that, they do leave. Then Rias comes, hugs them both, and basically she says she'll keep a more eye on them from now on and their whereabouts. And then Issei says, Rias, please let go for a second. She was like, sorry, what do you want to talk about? He's like, uh, that boy I thought, that boy in the picture? She was, yeah, it was a girl. But she was like, huh? Basically shows the picture again, and then she sees what looks like a boy. She goes, that's a girl? He's like, uh-huh. And it seems like they have something that has holy energy with it. She goes, wait, how can you? He was like, I can sense the magic property of people, or devils. Whoever has magic and sense, remember? But it seems like my senses increased a lot more. To the point where I can probably sense holy energy too. This would be, unordinary, but fascinating me at the same time. I must know why. So, at least Ria says they shouldn't worry about that for now. But we do have a meeting tomorrow, so get some rest. He's like, right. Let me guess with the two, which she not. So, he does get some sleep, and we will technically, as it does in the anime, cut wherever, they talk to Rias and, Xenovia and Irina. As well, we would technically have everything go to canon with even them basically talking about Azia, as in, right when she basically says she will, if she's still believing God, let her, execute her right here and now. As in, Issei says, are you stupid or something? As in, basically, everyone looks at Issei as he walks past Kaneko who try to stop him. As in, he's basically right in front of Azia and Xenovia. He goes, you even bring out that sword. I promise you. You will basically pay with your life. When she goes, what will you do, devil? He's like, first off, let me tell you the reason why I'm like this. 1, nobody harms my friend and family. And 2, I don't like it when the people I care about get hurt. And, then he basically goes on and says about she's basically everyone here is her family and friend. We won't let no one basically we won't let no one basically hurt her. Essentially, and then basically Xenovia asks, will you go against the whole entire? And he goes, of course I would. It doesn't matter if you have 100 people with holy swords. I'll cut them all down. And I mean it. You don't even know who I am. As in Irina, basically did tell Xenovia his hair wasn't always like that. Basically, she did have the picture, so she knows. And she goes, what made you change? Why is your hair not brown and brown eyes? He goes, that's a long story you don't need to know. But I want to see how strong your holy sword is. Both of yours. Let's see if you can even lay one nick on me. In which they both just look at each other. Which Ria says, I don't condone. As in, Kiba says that he wants to participate in this. As in, Issei just says, no. This is my fight. I can handle 2 people at once. Which Kiba says, no. I want to get into this. I want to test something out. As in, Issei sighs. It's fine. Then Ria says, unless I can't stop it now. So, they do have their little fight. Irina facing Issei, Xenovia versus Kiba. So, what happens is, Irina says, Issei, he became a devil, and basically blah blah blah. Like, all that stuff in canon with him. As Issei just sighs, he's like, Irina, just because I became a devil, you don't even know the reason why, first of all. So you basically say, I'm evil. No offense. You basically can say I'm your childhood friend, in which, yeah, I'm only a childhood friend, you know nothing more about me. So let's just get this on with. As it basically summons out his boosted gear. Basically, he still has the materia. I did not research any materia yet. So, basically, I'm just going to say he's going to make some later for basically light resistance and heat resistance. Maybe along with basically some debuffs materia to make his enemies move slow and stuff. So anyways. So, as basically she's like, has her whatever bandana turned to, basically armband turned into a sword, and she's thinking, why did he say it like that? Of course we're friends, but he basically became a devil. Of course he's not, he's evil, but as then Issei just says, boost times 20. As it all of a sudden there's like multiple boosts happening, which, well, no one's surprised, but, Irina is. And he goes, I won't do nothing. I'll hold in this power as much as I can. And then you have to just try to hit me. So come at me, Irina. Let's see you can even hit me at all. So, basically, Issei just dodging Irina's all attacks, and he's thinking, her movements are very good. She probably, worked so hard just to become a holy sword wielder. But by the time she even tries to hit me, I can easily dodge her simple attacks. She's way too slow. Enemies can easily get the upper hand on her. I'm sorry, Irina, but you won't be able to hit me at all. So, basically, Kiba's fight is a little bit more different because he's kind of mad at Issei, so he can take them both on. In which, it leads to him basically kind of lasting, but then getting knocked out or knocked down, which then. So she basically Rhea says, Kiba, you lost. Xenovia won. As then Xenovia goes, now then, let's see if basically the Red Dragon Emperor can handle two people at once. As then she just basically jumps over to, Issei and just tries to, basically hit the ground as Irina jumped. Issei jumps back, and when basically Irina does hit the ground for sword, it basically is destruction. So basically she goes, this sword isn't called destruction for nothing. As when she looks around, she sees no Issei. Irina does not see Issei. As basically goes, up here, holy sword wielders. As basically when they look up, they see Issei, which they are shocked. And he goes, maybe I should just, stop holding back. As all of a sudden he summons a sword. As it's, his own, sephiroth sword. He basically unsheaths the blade. And when he goes down, he goes, boosted gear. As he just starts saying, boost, boost, boost. And let's just say it's 20, now it's basically 50. And then it says, explosion! As all of a sudden Issei starts glowing. And so, he says, let's see what you're made of now. Come. So basically imagine Sephiroth versus, Zack's teacher and the one basically who read the poem. I think his name was Ddraig or something. Yeah. So basically it's like that. He just starts parrying, blocking each attack, dodging them so easily. As when they both try to attack Issei, he just has a sword blocking both blades at once. In which this shocks everyone. In, a single moment, he goes, how pathetic. And he just basically pushes his swords up. As then, he basically slashes towards Irina, sending her flying. And then kicks Xenovia. And then he goes, let's see this new magic I made. As all of a sudden the clouds become, dark. As he goes, witness the Thunder Dragons. Twin Strike. As, both thunder attacks hit them both, but in the form of dragon, like it just devoured them as they scream a little. As then when he stops the attack, he goes, "That was only a little bit of my power." And then basically his boost stops. He goes, "Seems it wore off." So Xenovia's like, "How much power?" And he goes, and he just looks at her. He goes like, "I've been keeping my power sealed away. Well, not sealed, but suppressed. So it's kind of easy." But anyways, it looks like I won. So, am I right, Rias? Which he does not. So basically, he casts Kurika on both of them with a snap of his finger, in which they're like, he goes, "I'm the one who caused you both damage. It's only logical that I'm the one that heals you both. Now then, let's call this a day." In which, Kiba is healed too, as then he's just thinking, Issei was able to take them both on so easily. How? But then he remembers what he said, as then he just chuckles. He goes like, "I never forgot. Issei has a spirit of another world, far superior to ours in power. And what he can do is vast. I can't be mad at him." So basically, Kanoko then says, "Good job, Issei." He's like, "Can I have a little bit more emotions?" He's like, "What? What do you expect me to do?" And he goes, "Nothing." And just pats her on the head. "Just be yourself." And then she just blinks at him and then looks away. And then she's like thinking, what's happening to me? I'm kind of making some things happen a little bit more sooner. So yeah. So anyways. So after that, Irina and Xenovia leave. It said thank you for the battle. So Kiba does leave in the end. Like in canon. Issei says, "Rias, do not worry about him. I obviously can handle him myself. You just focus on whatever you need to do." She looks at Issei and she goes, Are you sure?" He's like, "Of course. I wanted revenge. I wanted to destroy a planet. So, I know what he's going through. Well, somewhat." Anyways. We should probably be getting home. So, after that... Trying to think. Yeah, after that, we would technically just have Issei just be thinking about, how to talk to, Kiba the whole entire time. And Sanji? Wait a minute. So Sanji, in this one, since the perverts don't talk to Issei no more, he basically comes by, say hi to Oz here. He goes like, "Huh, I almost forgot about him." So, basically, the same thing would happen with him basically talking to, Sanji about help, like in the help, basically the people of the church on their side, and, get Kiba working with them. Because basically, Sonya will basically be ruthless with him, and while basically Rias would just be kind. He goes, "Trust me, she probably won't. But anyways, are you in or out?" He goes, "I am definitely out." And then Konako freaking stops him. So, she basically asks, "So, what's your plan, Issei?" He goes, "Well, they both want the same thing. How about we just make them go see that? So, how about we just look for Xenovia and Irina?" Which she just says, "Not a half bad idea, but where should we start?" He goes like, "I don't know. We'll just walk around until we find them. It's not like we're gonna find them that quickly." Not even 15 minutes later, they found them. Because they ran out of money. So, like in canon, he basically, buys them food. In which, well, same thing happened, but the only thing is, Issei's not really affected by it, which that kind of surprised them both, including Issei. He's like, "This is just getting more weirder and weirder. What is happening? And what's going on with me?" in which Kaneko says, "Why were you not?" He goes, "I do not know. I just felt a slight pain, but it went away so easily. My apologies for this. I do not know what's going on." Which she just says it's fine. So they ask, "So what do you want?" He was like, "You, well, need our help. It's better off to have more numbers. Besides, better off if I help out because of, well, a friend. I don't know her very well, but she is a friend nevertheless, and I do care for her. So, I want to help out." Which Xenovia, says, "Alright," but then Irina says, "But they're devils," in which, yeah. She goes, "It's better if we have help, and besides, if he was able to, beat us so easily, then what do you think about, well, a high-class ranking fallen angel?" In which, yeah. Which Issei goes like, "Huh? What's the name?" She says, "Coco Bill." They never told anyone, but, oh yeah, Kiba did say about, the priest that was killed by Freed. So, yeah. So, basically, after that, Issei goes like, "See." So, they do find Kiba, and he goes like, so if you want me to work with them?" He's like, "Uh-huh. If you even cause any trouble, what's gonna happen?" He goes, "Yes, Issei, I understand." Anyways, when did we start? He was like, "Well, how about tonight? We need some outfits, so how about we dress up as priests?" Which, that kind of shocked them all. He was like, "It's easy. He's hunting down priests, so if we follow that pattern," which everyone nods. So, same thing will happen with Issei and Azia. Rias too. He basically tells Azia that, well, it's okay. He's fine. He's not really, nothing happened. He's always looking like this. She goes, "I know, but still, I just want to make you feel better." He's like, "Really? Just by the sight of you trying to make me feel better, makes me feel better. Thank you, Azia." And when she was, "No problem." So, technically though, Issei, it's not really nighttime yet, so basically, well, it is technically, but so he gives a call up to Azazel, says he's sorry he has to cancel the meeting, and the meetup, something came up, and Azazel goes like, "Oh, thanks for letting me know ahead of time." He's like, "It's no problem, you are my client, so I have to let you know." He's like, "Again, thanks, kid." Like, "No problem." Okay, so what happens next is the whole entire, dressing up, and Xenovia telling him about the white one. He goes, "Thank you for the information. That is very useful." So, it's just like, this is not really, much action, because there's, and I could do some stuff, but I'm just trying to make this video. I'm just trying to make this video and try to get to the parts I want to get to, but I need to technically fall asleep, so I'm just trying to get this done as quickly as possible, but like I said, a lot of content. So anyways, as well, what happens is simple. They basically go to the same location that killed the first stray devil. The first time when Issei showed off his skill of a sword, as in Free comes in. In this case, when Kiba says, "I'm your only," as Issei says, "Enough with the whole entire righteous facing one opponent crud," Kiba. As he goes, basically Free was like, "Oh no, no, I didn't know you were here." He goes, "Are you afraid of me, Freed?" It's funny that you are so, well, terrified. And then all of a sudden, like, Issei disappears and reappears right at Freed's back. And then basically, Freed basically jumps back, has his sword, and I was like, change of plans! As he basically just escapes immediately. I'm joking, no. Basically, he does like disappear, which Issei is able to track him. And he's blocking every single attack until he basically hits Freed's sword, making him go flying a little bit, away from Issei. And then he's thinking, crud, did this kid get stronger? As then, well, what happens is simple. Kiba comes in from behind and tries to attack him, but then, well, after a while of this going on, battle between them two, basically the one who started the Holy Sword project comes out, and he tells him about to basically pour energy into the sword, in which he does, and it gets a lot more powerful. Kiba's like losing like ground, but then Issei comes in out of nowhere and tries to hit Freed, which he dodges it, split, and near split, which he only has like one little scratch on his face. And then, well, Xenovia and Irina come by, but basically the doctor says, it looks like you're outclassed and outmatched and even outnumbered. It was about time we go, Freed. He's like, yeah. So he basically throws down whatever he does to make that flash and disappears. Now, with Issei, he basically sighs, he jumps down, he basically sees Saji and tells him sorry about that. He was like, no problem, but anyways, which Issei goes like, oh, is that a secret gear? He's like, yeah. He's like, cool. Then basically he hears Ria's voice along with Sonya, in which, Saji does the exact same thing, and, well, Rias does exactly the same thing too. But he says, before you even try to punish me when Kaneko, here's the thing. I told you I would handle it, remember? And she was like, oh, yes. And he goes, also, remember. Actually, I probably should just point this out. Your attacks are weak against me. If you want to prove it, then we go outside. In which, well, she basically says, no, I believe it. So we're just gonna all go home. Right? Is that okay? Which basically says, right. Goodbye, Kaneko, Akano. And basically they leave, in which someone's just like, traitor! In which then they hear the sound of him screaming. So, when they get home, Azia is acting the same thing. She basically says everything she does, and Rhea says exactly the same thing she does. And, she then hugs him, and then he just, like, pats her on the head. He's like, it's fine. I'm glad you feel that way, Azia. I really do. And then basically Rhea asks her how she looks, and then he goes like, oh, yes, I forgot to say that to you, Azia. He goes, you two both look beautiful as ever. And both of them blush, because he does technically have a little smile on his face when he says that. And so they just made a quick dinner. Well, we would technically go to, well, Kiba is out along with Xenovia and Irina. And, well, Irina does get the exact same thing happen to her. Kiba and Xenovia are never around. And basically Issei is worried about them both, well, them three, until, well, he basically sees them. He sees Irina. He asks what happened. Basically, Azia is trying to heal, as in all of a sudden Issei just casts Cura. She's like, what? He's like, tell me, what happened to you? She goes, I was really too slow, and they got the jump on me. I'm sorry, Issei. I was weak. He goes, just stay asleep, okay? Just get some rest. And when she goes, right. So Sonya Tsubaki comes, and Issei did a really good job along with, Azia's help, but the fatigue was lessened. She had a really big fatigue, but Issei kind of healed some of that away. So it's still taken by Tsubaki. And, well, we would technically have Free just saying don't, harm the messenger. In which then we have Coco Bill introduce himself, saying to Rios about how he wants to, well, fight her brother and such, and basically take down this town, which then Issei is shot by that. So when they basically try to do like magical like arrows, I mean not arrows, but spears, Issei just blocks it with basically the sword he just summons out with the sheath and just smacks it away. As when after everything's cleared, the whole entire them gone, they say they're going to the school. So, I think this is when I'm gonna technically leave it off actually. Because I need to go to sleep, so this is technically part 3. Hope you guys enjoy it. I'll basically make part 4 tomorrow, and then I'll try to, make that part 5 and 6. But then also do part 7 and 8. Alright? Okay. Bye everyone. Hope you guys have a nice day, night, wherever you are, and bye. I have a lot more planned in part 4 for the fight scene. That's why I'm also doing this. It's not really a cliffhanger. But actually, no way. So basically, though, after them disappearing, Issei just clenching his fist. He's like, nobody's gonna hurt my town and kill everyone in it. Because, basically that's what they said. They were, probably thinking about killing. Basically, a leader, class fallen angel could kill off the whole entire, town. So, Issei's about to, fly off, which everyone sees 4 different wings. Well, basically, they see his 4 wings, which everyone's kind of, shocked by this, besides, actually, technically speaking, Sonia is shocked by this, and she was like, wait, weren't you supposed to be, as then, Rhea says, don't worry about it. Issei, I know what you're probably thinking, but please, don't go. Don't go rush into battle. I know how strong you are. And he looks at Rias, and then he sighs. So he puts the winds away. He was like, I won't rush into battle. We'll go as a team. I understand. I'm sorry. She goes, no, it's okay. I want to keep everyone safe. I understand that. Now then, let's get going. And that is when we'll technically leave it off. Now that's a cliffhanger. And no, it's really not actually. The cliffhanger would be technically me making the fight scene. And then end it right in the middle of it. Or before it. So... Bye everyone, have a nice day, night, wherever you are, and bye.